So, just before I start, please guys don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell to get every notification whenever I upload a video. And it's don't hesitate to ask me if you really want any recommendation of you. If you want me to explain something for you, just send me an email or text me on Instagram, whatever just you want, and I'm ready really to answer your questions. So, this channel is about explaining different courses of biology, such as cytology, histology, immunology, human physiology, and anything that you guys recommend and you really want me to explain. But today we're going to start with the first course, which is about cytology. Cytology is divided into different chapters and each chapter into different parts. So now we are going to discuss the first chapter today, if we really can. So, first of all, cytology is about just a brief introduction we're going to speak about is cytology is the study of cells. So, it's a science which studies the cell. Okay, so the cell is the smallest unit of life, it's the unit of life, it's the first living thing that we actually speak about. And it is really microscopic, and we know that the human body is made up of several billion cells because the human body, we know that we are multicellular, we are made up of multiple of cells, so we are made up of billions of cells. All right, so histology, which is a course that we will discuss it later on as well. Histology is the science which studies the tissues. We know that a tissue is made up of multiple of cells. So many similar cells, they make up a tissue. But today, when we speak about cytology, we are speaking about a single cell that we need to discuss its function and its structure and everything about it. So as we can see in this diagram, we start from a small molecule to have an animal, to have, for example, a bacterial or a virus, which has a unit in nanometer, and a bacterium, a unit in micrometer. So of course, viruses cannot be seen by a light microscope, only with an electron microscope. Whereas bacterium has a unit of micrometer, which can be seen actually by a light microscope as well as an electron microscope. Animal cell and plant cell only, they have the micrometer, not only, I'm sorry, they have a unit of micrometer, and they can be seen by a light microscope as well. So there are two different worlds. You have the inert and the living. So these two worlds, they have the same basic chemical elements, but of course, the distribution of these elements and the amount of these elements really differs between these two different worlds. And sure, a cell belongs to the living world. So I just told you that a cell has two different properties, morphology or structure, and of course we have the function. So for example, if we discuss a neutrophil, which is a cell of the immune system, it has a certain structure which is different than that of the neuron, different than that of the photoreceptor cell. So the neutrophil, which is part of the immune system of the host, it has a certain shape and it has also a certain function, which is, as we can see, the engulfment of a foreign substance such as bacterium that gets into the body of the host. As well as we have here the neuron, which has a different structure than that of the neutrophil, as well as a different function. So the function of the neuron is to synthesize a neurotransmitter and to propagate it through its axon all the way into the dendrites to have releasing the neurotransmitters. So we have here the propagation of the nerve impulse from a neuron to another, sometimes between a neuromuscular junction, between neuron and a muscle cell. All right. We also have here, for example, a white blood cell lymphocytes, just as B or T cell, that are found in the bloodstream. They can extravasate due to their shape, which allows them to extravasate into the site of infection to get rid or to recognize the foreign substance. So they have different cells, they have different shapes, they have different functions. All right, so the shape and the function are specific to certain cells. So in the first chapter, we are going to start discussing the first property of cell, which is morphology, which is the shape, as I mentioned, the structure of the cells. But it's very important to know that we have what is called the prokaryotics and eukaryotes. So the prokaryotes and eukaryotes, they are actually different in what? First of all, to discuss the prokaryotic cell. The prokaryotes, as we can see, pro, which means without, and karyon means nucleus. So they are cells that